All right, everybody, my friends, here we go. Sorry we're behind a little bit. We kind of had a major happening in the family. I don't want to get too far into detail, but my niece died. So we're kind of in a somber way, but I gotta finish this chapter here so we can move on to the next and the last chapter, and get things going. But yeah, the way she died though was suspicious. There was a hint at foul play. We can't speculate too much because the investigation is still undergoing. But the first time I've had to deal with a death in the family where there's possible foul play involved. And it's the first time we've ever had to deal with something like this. So this is different territory. We've had death in the family, a sickness by natural causes, accident.
Why did you stop?
But nothing on the scope of what's going on here. It's my niece, it's my sister's daughter. So that's kind of why we're behind a little bit. We was going to do this a couple of days ago, but as we was getting ready to do it, the bombshell dropped about 11:45 Sunday morning. So forgive us on that one. Now, I'm pretty sure it's understandable. We're a little behind schedule. But yeah, that was a very serious incident. Anyway, as we get back into our story here, we got our flight, we got our trip. That's the first time I've ever been out of the States. I've never been out of the States before. And this was my first trip out of the United States. And we had already rented an apartment over in the Philippines, right inside Manila, but Parañaque City. We'd already rented a apartment. She'd already moved into it and started setting it out and was waiting for my arrival. And I got there and we did our meet and greet. And of course, we actually had our, we kind of had an intimate moment with each other right off that evening. Because, well, we've been over a year courting each other, and we've been doing video chats and sharing special moments on video. And when you finally get a chance to actually do it in a physical nature, it's a whole different ballgame. It's a whole different story. And it was 3 weeks. 3 weeks over there. I spent 3 weeks in there. And I hadn't met the family online, but once I met them in person, they fell in love with me. I opened them up. I welcomed them with open arms. We went to a resort down the way, shared a resort together, did a swim in the pool, played on the beach, went to the Manila Zoo, went to Oceanside, walked the boardwalk, rode the Ferris wheel together. Most of the time we spent most of the time in the apartment making love to each other and watching movies. Of course, when the time we got back inside, we had to take a shower because of all the soot from Manila. There's a lot of carbon dioxide, a lot of it was real thick with motor exhaust. So when we got in, we took a shower, and you can see the black stuff on the little black gunk, the soot from the motor engine, from the exhausts going into the drain. It was that thick. One of the biggest cities in the world. It's like I think it's in like the top 5 as far as largest cities in the world. And of course, the mall is probably the biggest mall in Asia. It's called the Mall of Asia, by the way. In case you ever want to go to Manila, you gotta go visit the Mall of Asia. It's about, I think, 3, 4, maybe 5 stories high. It's a pretty big mall. And it's got a boardwalk, almost 1 or 2 miles long. It's a pretty long boardwalk. was we had some interaction with a couple of mimes. That was fun. That was fun interaction. One of them made me stand up there and do some poses with me. One of them was like, I think was a female, and had me put my hands on her breast and pose with her. The other behind her doing this, the other behind doing some other crazy shit. And it was for good laughs. It was funny. But when I got down to mine, me and her went and walked on. The girls, our sisters, stayed there and played with the mine some more. We went out ride some rides, rode a little train. We had a good time. Like I said, I spent 21 days. I went over to the family. They were squatters. Went over to the family, visited with them. Like I said, they fell in love with me. Little Elizabeth, Evie, Jenny, the mother, Grace, Elmer, JD. They all fell in love with me. Went to the Baccarat, which is a large, oversized flea market. Now you think our flea markets are large? You ain't seen the block. You ain't seen the Baccarat. It was something you've never seen. Something you've never seen before. It's huge. But I got ready to say goodbye. Came home, and we went through the process of finishing up our paperwork. Elizabeth and JD didn't want me to go. They were in tears. Like I said, the family was madly in love with me. They didn't want me to go either. Strong hugs, a lot of love there. Like I said, I opened them up with open arms, and they opened their house up with open arms. They fed me like a pig. They stuffed food down my throat as much as they could, and I couldn't eat.
Yeah, he was treated like a king.
I was treated like a king. I feel like a king over there. That's how they treated me. But I came
like,
home.
I'm pretty sure he gained 10 pounds.
Yeah, I gained a little bit of weight over there. Like I said, I feel like I was being stuffed for a Christmas.
It's like going to grandma's.
I feel like I was being stuffed for a Christmas turkey. So when I got back, I wrote this poem called 21 Days Inside a Dream. So that's the title of the next poem. This is the inspiration for it. It was my trip over there to visit with her. First time I've ever gone out of the States. And it was interesting. It's like going to a whole different world. But 21 Days Inside a Dream. This is the poem I wrote. I'm nervous, but I'm also very anxious. My bags are packed, I'm ready to go. Trying to sleep on the couch, tossing, turning, constant eye on the clock. Then it's time. I sit up, put my shoes on, in the vehicle, to the airport I go. Going through the security check, I look back one last time, my family waving. To the terminal, I sit and wait, reading the news. My plane will arrive soon. I'll make a couple of calls. I'll tell my family, love you, and goodbye. I call my love, I'm at the terminal now. My plane, it has arrived, loading up now. I have a window seat all the way to my destination. First stop to Dallas. I wait there for the long haul. The next flight is 13 hours to Tokyo, Narita. But the next flight is delayed. Mechanical, 3 hours. 3 long hours, I agonize and squirm. We have a guest. That's I'm doing a video. I'm doing episodes and stuff. Yeah. So yeah, she stays. That's her best. His best friend Rose, and she's our house, our pretty much our house guest. We kind of adopted her, so she's.
You don't like it when she leaves.
We don't like it when she leaves. We want her to stay here. She's our adopted family member, sister, aunt, whatever you want to call it. But back to the poem. Where was I at? Plane has arrived, loading up now. The big plane now has landed. On board, I am. The flight is a comfortable one. Fed well. The spectacle I see below, amazing and cool. Playing games on my monitor in front of me. Watching a movie or two. Taking a nap. Next stop reached. Hotel overnight. I stay. The next morning, I'm up early. Still can't sleep. I eat breakfast in the lobby. Again, fed well. I go through customs again to catch my next flight. My next flight, Manila, the Philippines. In 4 short hours, I will see my love. She awaits me as I approach, anticipating. This is the one I was courting before I met Rhea, in case you're wondering. I'm telling my life story through poetry. Yeah, so this is I'm about to end chapter 15 with this one. Then I'm going to do on chapter 16. And of course, chapter 16 is what I meant Rhea. So, in case you're wondering what we're doing. This is chapter 15, episode 48, episode 49 now. And this will end chapter 15. I started with what I did. I started all the way back right before I was born. And I've covered my entire life story all the way up to this point.
It's a life story, yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So
It takes dedication to do that.
Yeah. The next morning, I'm up early, still can't sleep. I eat breakfast in the lobby, again fed well. I go through customs again to catch my next flight. My next flight, Manila, the Philippines. In 4 short hours, I will see my love. She awaits me as I approach, anticipating. I land in Manila somewhere around 10 a.m. I depart the plane and head for my immigration. In the line, I'm even more anxious than before as my turn looms closer and closer. I'm cleared to proceed and enter the Philippines. My love now just a few short steps away. My heart is in my throat now as I begin. I walk outside. The sight is wow, new. I look for my love. I have her on the phone. A friend is guiding me through to her. I hear something, a familiar voice. A mom, a son, and then my love. The greeting was not as we hoped at first. The scene's too chaotic and crowded. We must find a cab and off to our apartheid. At the apartheid, we unload and enter. Mom and son stay for a bit, the greeting official. Then we are alone, at last, a chance to embrace. Hi, my love, how are you? Trip go okay? Yes, my angel, they took care of me well. A few moments pass by, looking into her eyes, I kiss my love for the first time gently. And we make love, the purest touch, the purest love, the purest embrace. The next several days were beyond imagination. Being with my love and the family there was the best feeling I've ever felt in my life. The beach house by the ocean, the pool, the zoo, and the Mall of Asia, thrilling. The vendor mall and railway, so serene. The church and the people passionate. The respect and appreciation unsurpassed. I felt like a king being led by my queen. I felt like I was living inside a never-ending dream. The bus ride, the jeepneys, the trikes, all the while my love held my hand. The game room, small mall, little tiger by my side, looking at me with joy in his eyes. Watching movies late at night, cuddled together, I and my love shared love abundantly. Played b-ball, billiards with Dad, chess too. Brother, hey buddy, how's my abs? The sisters, Mom, admiringly say guapo, and they to me are so very magande. And Kuya step, I'm family now, nothing less. Mahal no mahal-kita, I say to my love. And I mean every word with pride, for it is an honor to be loved by you. But it's unfortunate, soon I must go, return to the States, complete paperwork. The petition to complete our journey. I don't want to go, I want to stay. Tears swell within my eyes, I cry inside, never been this happy before, ever. The day comes, I must say goodbye. That night with my new family, little tiger cries. Little angel weeps, sisters want to, but they hold back, don't want me to see their tears. Mom and Dad hug me with as their own son. I and my love make love one last time. As I make my way back to the States, as we say our goodbyes the following day, the final leg of our journey will begin soon, and I will count each agonizing day as it passes. for being away from my love after her embrace, looking forward emphatically the embrace again. We will continue our video chats through Skype. We will continue our love so strong. In a few short months now, our journey to be done. In a few short months, her embrace forevermore. In a few short months, to make love and be merry. To be our boys, together triumphantly. For 21 days I lived inside a dream. For 21 days I was in a paradise. For 21 days I felt like a king. And for 21 days made love to my queen. But soon, by God's good grace, there will be no 21 days, only forever with my love and our boys, family as one. And that is 21 days inside a dream. And then I wrote a backup poem. It was called My Heart Dances for You. It's a shorter poem, but I couldn't get all of how I felt into that one, so I wrote a little short poem. It was called My Heart Dances for You, and this is that poem. In a moving vehicle, playing music on the radio, in my bed with my headsets on, playing in a CD. Online with my computer, looking inside YouTube, sleeping silently, mind abuzz with song and dance. Working at the job, but my mind completely on you. I can't stop the music playing inside my head. I can't stop the songs I hear or my heart from dancing. And now what to think of these feelings I have? Don't think I ever felt like this before. Don't believe I could do without it now. When I hear your voice, my heart jumps a beat. When I see your smile, my soul melts away. When I receive your kiss, I get weak in the knees. When you hug me, I don't want you to let go. When we make love, I die and go to heaven. You are to me the embodiment of perfection. You are everything I have ever wanted and needed. To me, you are an amazing angel from above. To me, you are nothing short of a sculpture. To me, your beauty is unmatched by anyone. So for the heart to feel this way about you, for my heart to continuously dance in rhythm for you, for my heart to sing beautiful songs about you, so for my love to be too strong for you, tells me I like the way my heart dances for you. Now, as you know, we've done a visit, we've done our meet and greet, but when I got back to the States, things kind of started falling apart. Suspicious activity began to surface. I had a hard time connecting with her, and I had a hard time calling. My family began to question the motives. My friends online began to question the motives, began to question whether she was being honest or not. So I made a poem called What I See, What I Choose, because I didn't want to believe the stories that were starting to surface about. I didn't want to believe that she would even consider betraying me after all we just gone through. And after I wrote the poem, something happened that kind of led me to that kind of proved the theory. That's what's going on. So I'm gonna read the poem first, and then we'll tell you what happened, and then tell you what's about to happen as we start our last chapter, chapter 16. So this is the poem I wrote in response to the negativity, and I'll tell you what actually happened. What I see, what I choose is the name of this next poem. They say statistically that Filipino women cannot be trusted. They say they are not worried about money or age, but as soon as they have their green card on arrival to the U.S. or other country, they will leave their man. They say will take on lovers even though they are involved with someone or married. They say they will use you or to get what they want, for their beauty and sexuality is unsurpassed. They just want a free ride to anywhere they can go. Online relationship with Filipino is a bad idea. Why so, they say? Because they are just out for themselves. They don't care about the love, its true meaning, or love the man they are with or meet online. One person said that he and his Filipino only met 12 times in 2 years. Another said he's left him for another, more younger and fit man. Okay, have your statistics and your opinion. Now here's mine. I have been in a relationship with a very beautiful Filipino for over a year now, and we have never met but are due to do so this June 2012. We plan on marrying as soon as all the paperwork is settled, and she is here with me in the U.S. Our journey is underway. I already have my plane ticket, and have already paid the upfront fee to get things started. I will send in the rest of our documents and such when I return and pay the petition fee in 6 months or so after that. She will be able to come here with me to complete the next step in our journey together. We have a number of chat sessions and phone calls to one another. We have emails we are working on. We do video chats periodically. We have each other's passcodes to YouTube, Facebook, and Windows Live. We have exchanged several photos and tag photos of each other. You would come to think that we are very much involved with each other and maybe just a little bit in love. But as statistics would say, just toying with you, playing with you like a shark. She only wants your money and a free ride. I say to you, I'm not rich, I don't have that much, and she knows this, but she still stays with me. She still stays true to me and is true to her commitment to me. If she were only after money and a free ride, then why didn't she find a rich man and already have her American dream fulfilled? Why did she choose me knowing she would have to wait until I was able and had the finances to do what needed to be done? Well, maybe she couldn't find anyone that would be willing to lay down his life for her. I say, she is surrounded by riches every day at the job she works. She has had ample opportunity to find someone else for her so-called free ride. If a free ride is all she wanted, you may call me a foot, but I know this woman just as much as she knows me. We have shared more online than any mate I ever had in person, and that to me means more than any other pathetic statistics. I have come to know one thing in life, and that is if you don't take a chance for something, you will never know what might have been. So you will ask me, are you taking a chance? I will say, yes, I am, but so too is she. But this is our choice to be made. This is what we choose to do. But if she is being unfaithful, disloyal, or not being completely honest with you, okay, do you think she might be thinking the same thing about me? A long relationship such as this is a very difficult thing to hold onto, but it's worth all the mystery surrounding it. Then it's worth the eventual outcome of what may be. In every part of the world, there is dishonesty and unfaithfulness. But we as humans will still pursue that thing we call love. No matter what the consequences may be, whether or good or bad, we will still seek it out. If we as humans lived our lives in a cave and never took a chance on something, we'll become very bored. You say, but do you ever think about it? That she might be looking for a free ride, or that she is cheating on you? I say, do you think she might be thinking the same thing about me? He asked this once already. Well, now I explain it even more in detail. With any online long-distance relationship, there will be doubts. There will be bouts of doubt and mistrust. After all, the two involved are miles apart, and the human need for pleasure is ever present. Does my mind drive me crazy sometimes? Yes, it does. Would not be human if it didn't. Does hers drive her crazy? Sometimes, yes, it does. It's what makes us the human soul we all know. Your statistics doesn't understand it or ever will. I feel something when I'm online in video with her. I think of her constantly and she of me. Our hearts race and beat excitedly when we are doing our video chats or talking on the phone and we read each other's words. I say to you, or rather I ask you, does that sound fake to you? I'll be the first to admit my wrong if I am ever proven, but I have made a choice and am bound by that choice. For it's not just a choice, but a vow, an oath. I made this woman a promise, and I am determined to keep that promise I made to her. For we have shared over the past several months lets me know that she wants to be loved and appreciated just as much as I do. I would be a coward, a fool, if I pay attention to your statistics and let her go. I would be just as selfish as any other to let her down and break her heart. I will not do that. You as a statistic may do so, but I won't. this is my choice. This is her choice. This is what I choose to do. This is a chance we're willing to take. We know you as statistics say, but we choose to follow something else. We choose to follow our hearts. You may call it fate for us to be, or even destiny, but I call it love, and that's how we see it. And I wrote that.
That was mine.
I wrote that just before I went over there, and after I got back, like I said, things began to unravel, and she got a job, supposedly, going to somewhere away from the family, and it was kind of secretive, and I couldn't figure out why it was secretive. And then I also started seeing subliminal messages, messages like, shh, don't say nothing, it's a secret, or an email from somebody that wasn't me, it was another guy. I started saying things that were questionable of her loyalty. And I began to ask friends and that are involved in this courtship that what do you think of this? What are your thoughts on it? And everybody kept telling me, I think she's cheating on me. I think she's being disloyal. I think she's being dishonest. But I didn't want to believe it. It's like the poem said, it's what I see, what I choose. I didn't want to believe that she would do that. And then I kept calling, and eventually she would answer, and then I kept calling, and she wouldn't. And then finally her sister-in-law, Grace, finally called me and said that she was being dishonest, that she had a lover. And that just ripped my heart completely out of my chest. I put a lot of time and effort into this, a lot of emotion to find out that she had done that. And then I called her and questioned her and called her out on it, and she admitted, yes, I've been doing this. And at first, I was so angry I didn't want to talk to her. But like I said, I didn't spend a lot of time and effort into this. I even tried to give her a second chance to reconcile, and she chose not to. She chose to continue the route she was going down, and I was destroyed. I didn't know how to feel or how to react. I was crushed. I was crushed. Come to find out, the Canadian guy that she left me for, a couple of years later, after the fact, he ended up getting busted for drugs. He was a drug dealer, so he was doing prison time. He had gotten her pregnant. And now I found out a year or two later after that, she's in Maine now with an American. And with that baby from him, she's got 3 kids now. That's her understanding of it. This is through the grapevine. Her family loved it so much they unfriended me at first because they were ashamed of what her daughter did, what their sister did. But a couple of years later, they one by one, all of them, every single one of them came back on my friends list. And Emily had to ask permission to come back on my friends list because she was afraid to do it because everybody else was back on my friends list. She did momentarily, but a certain someone unfriended her because she made a comment on a post, and you'll meet the certain someone who I am with now, which was by far the better choice. She was more mature, she was more prepared, she was more set to make the big decision. Emily was young, she was not prepared at first, she wasn't ready, and I think she got cold feet. But Rhea, the one I would eventually meet, she was more mature, and she had gone through the same kind of heartache that I'd went through. You'll meet her in this next and last chapter. She went through the same thing I went through, and she was ready to settle down and take that big leap and get her life back and get her life in order instead of just jumping around from city to city doing OFW stuff. But yeah. So that came to an abrupt end. Very destructive end. But, you know, karma says you do someone wrong, you get your just desserts, and she got her desserts. The guy she left before, like I said, he's in prison right now in the Philippines, leaving her with a child. The guy she married in Maine, they are no longer together. They are divorced. So
Basically, karma slapped her down.
basically, she's just not very good relationship material. If you want to think about it, she can't get it together. So right now, from my understanding of it, she's just living carefree, doing blogs, and raising her 3 kids by herself. Because relationships just don't work out for her. But, you know, I'm soon to meet somebody else. And like I said, this one became a better fit. And like I said, you'll meet her in the next chapter. But for now, we're going to wrap up chapter 15. And we're going to wrap up this chapter here. And when we see you next time, you'll meet Rhea and her 2 daughters. And we will wrap this story up. But while you wait, you tell each other you love each other and embrace each other as much as you possibly can, because you never know what happens. Like I said at the beginning of this video, my niece is dead. Died in a house fire, 29 years old. You never know what tomorrow holds. And take care of each other. Goodbye.